YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's Red Mr. MC Ninja, and we are back with the post-match review of Liverpool versus Arsenal from Anfield in the Carabou Milk Cup. We lost on penalties, boys. We lost on penalties. Oh, God. Guys, in this video, we also got the preview for the Villa game away Sunday evening. I think it's like 7 p.m. or something. Yeah, so guys, let's jump straight into talking about this weird, odd kind of, Carabao Cup tie. Some strange decisions from Klopp, and yeah, guys, let's get straight into it. As you can see on the screen now, was the continuation from the last video. If you didn't see it, go and have a quick look. Just catch up on everything I was kind of referring to, and plays and opinions and stuff. My predicted man of the match was Gruitch. He had an absolutely superb match. I thought he was brilliant. Although, I've got to say, I think my man of the match may well have been our really new, young, budding centre-back who, again, played alongside Virgil van Dijk. So, let's move the absolutely gorgeous Gruitch, excuse my phone, from our screens. As you can see, I got the title there. Arsenal scrape past the EPL champions at Anfield on penalty. 6-5. I think it was 6-5 or 7-6. Something along them lines. Full time was 0-0. Guys, we had like 14 to 20 odd shots to their I swear they had like 5 maximum with like 3 on target. We had like, I'm sure we had like between like 10 and 15. It was, or 15 and 20. We should have wrapped up. We had, Minamino hits the bar from there. It's really difficult to adjust your feet. The ball comes so quickly, and I thought he showed excellent technique to even get it anywhere near the target, to be fair. But ultimately, it's woulda, coulda, shoulda, and then everybody say I should score. But sometimes when you're in the moment, it's not as easy as people think. Like, it's like sometimes when, like a ball gets crossed in, and the player is like, inches away from it. He's inches away from it for a reason. You can't just suddenly grow 2 inches and like, yeah, you should have got it. Like, everyone said, yeah, you should have got it. Like, how do you make up those 2 inches? Like, you can't physically do it, can you? It's impossible. So people say what you have to do is I guess, start your run 2 inches earlier. A second earlier, and that makes up the 2 inches. But if you don't, you go a second late, you're going to be late. It doesn't matter. Unless you've got like a neck which is an extra inch or 2, you're gonna be able to do it, innit? But if you don't make it, you don't make it. It's like humanly impossible when someone doesn't make a chance for then someone to say, oh, you should have made it. Well, how is he gonna make it? He can't. It's impossible. So things like that make me laugh. Oh yeah, he should have scored. No, he couldn't. He wasn't. I guess he wasn't good enough. Ultimately, or he didn't, react quick enough, or that's human attributes, isn't it? You can't. Your reaction is a certain type of reaction, or it's at a certain level. You can't suddenly like improve it by 5 times 5 just to get that deal with that chance, and then it goes back to normal again. It doesn't work like that. That's superhuman. That's some X-Men business. Man, breathe. So guys, let's talk about this game then. First of all, let's jump straight into the sides. Obviously, we saw Adrian in goal. I thought we might see Bogdan Kamicio in defense, but we never. So let's drag him out straight away. Gomez was also on the bench, so we can drag him out. Williams played, as I thought he would play. We'll talk about his game shortly. Tsimikas had an injury, training injury, so he missed the game. He should have probably played, actually, and he would have probably played, I think so. We had James Milner fill that spot. Where's Jamie Boy? So James Milner came in at left back to deputise for Tsimikas. And it's not so bad. He doesn't probably like playing there, but he's not going to feature in many games this season. This competition was one. I think he'll play in the FA Cup and a few dead rubber games and stuff like that. But ultimately, I don't expect James to feature too tough. Gruitch started. As I said right at the beginning, he was excellent. Shaqiri is in talks with a few clubs. Should I? I don't know if I should. I actually thought he really wasn't going. Earlier on, I did say that he won't be leaving. I got a funny feeling he won't leave still. I stand by that. It's about striking up a deal with the his supposed buyers. But we'll see how that one pans out. So for now, we're dropping from the squad. Then we had Jota, Minamino. Elliott was on the bench. And surprisingly, Salah played. Salah started. What? Huh? What? This is baffling. Was absolutely baffling. Really surprised to see Salah in the starting lineup. I thought maybe on the bench he'd come on. I think the bench would have been better because at least then, Arsenal are a little bit kind of drained off, and then Salah, you bring on Salah. It's definitely better to bring him on 60 minutes. With the other fresh legs, I reckon Salah probably in 60 minutes would have won that game for us. Minamino played. I thought he was excellent. Minamino was brilliant. Like, I really like him. I like his tenacity. I like his attitude. I like his techers, his technique. He's looking. I can't wait to see him playing between Mane and Firmino. Mane and Salah. Like, drop Firmino, give Firmino a little bit of rest, and let Minamino, play that role. I think he can play it as good as Firmino. I really do. The only thing I'd say he lacks a little bit is physicality and winning headers in that final third. And so, but saying that, apart from physicality, Firmino don't win a shitload of headers, does he? And then obviously Jota played on the left of the three. Curtis Jones in midfield, obviously alongside Grujic. And then we had Wilson. Where is Wilson gone? Wilson? Is it Wilson? Wilson, yeah. Harry Wilson. It's Harry Wilson, isn't it? Why am I forgetting all these guys' names now? Harry Wilson on the right. So that was... No, it wasn't, because we are missing two centre-backs, guys. And the centre-backs were Virgil van Dijk and Reece Williams. Where's Reece, boy? There he is, Reece Williams. So Williams, Virgil van Dijk. So guys, this was the 4-3-3 Klopp went with. And as for the bench, on the bench we had Fabinho, we had Divock Origi. Oh my god, this guy, Divock Origi. Andrew Robertson was a surprise on the bench at the expense of Trent Alexander-Arnold, because Trent usually gets the nod, doesn't he? Yeah, so Trent wasn't on the bench. Andrew Robertson was. Joe Gomez was on the bench because we saw him. Obviously, Kelleher, the goalkeeper. Harvey Elliott, Gini Wijnaldum. There was no Keita. There was Gini Wijnaldum. Again, I'm surprised Keita wasn't as part of that fixture. I don't know why. Maybe Keita's going to play against Villa. I could see Keita playing against Villa. It's a team that we expect to win. It's a game that, Keita. I think it probably will be Wijnaldum, Keita, and Fabinho for that match. So guys, let's go on to ratings. So Adrian, I'm gonna give Adrian I think I'm gonna give him like an 8.5. He was solid through the game, made some good saves during the game. Yeah, I got no problem with Adrian. Like I said in my last video, the agenda was the whole Atletico thing. Fellow fans, got emotional because he he fluffed up against Atletico. But it's what it is. So yeah, 8.5. Nearly got that penalty, the final penalty that saw Arsenal through. Nearly got his hand to it, but because of power, just couldn't keep it out. Saved one. Poor rubbish penalties from Divock. Just the slackness is unreal. Harry Wilson, I don't know. He had a bad game. He wasn't great all game, and yeah, that was just the icing on the cake for him, to be honest. So yeah, 8.5 for Adrian. Done what he could do. Milner, I thought was solid. I got no problems with Milner. I thought he was really good. I'm gonna give him a 8.5. I think in the final third he could have been a bit more better. Probably. Well, I'll go for an 8 actually. In some good attacking moves in the final third would have pushed him up to like an 8.5. But I didn't really see enough of it. I wanted to see more than Robertson style in swingers. Even if you cut back in and then swing it in on the right foot into the box, But yeah, saying that, you've got like Minamino, who's like 5'0", Salah, who's like 5'5", and then Jota, who's also not the biggest. So it would mean Grujic pushing forward. Really, he's the only one kind of. Not a lot of height there when you think about it. So yeah, I'll go for an 8 for Milner. Virgil van Dijk, faultless. Gets a 9. Reece Williams, I legitimately think he was as good as Virgil van Dijk yesterday in that game against Arsenal yesterday night. Like intercepted more and maybe even done some more kind of vital tackles actually and clearances. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I at times I can't tell who's who from like a distance when you're watching. So yeah, I think level pegging 9. He gets a 9. Nico Williams, I thought he'd done good enough. I mean, he conceded possession when Pepe had Nico on that wing on a few times and Saka. What Nico did is he conceded possession. Like if it was like a 1-on-1, and it was and it was both running for the ball, Nico would almost concede possession and let them have it, rather than diving in trying to make a tackle and losing position on the attack. And what he'd do is then he'll just stand his man up, jockey him, force the pass back. He didn't get beaten. He was beaten to the ball on occasions, but it doesn't mean he's beaten. You just jockey the man, hold him, don't let him beat you, don't let him get around you. He didn't get skinned I don't remember him getting skinned. And actually, there's a few times he made some really vital tackles, especially there was one where Saka took it down into the box and was lining up to crack it. And from nowhere, Nico just hoofs it away and gets it out of range of a shot. So I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was, I was comfortable with him. I didn't think he looked any worse than Trent, to be honest, yesterday. I'm not going to lie. I thought, I'm going to go for, I think he was probably as good as Milner in fairness. So yeah, I'm going to go for an 8. 8. Again, in the opposite end, he could have done a bit more. He is dangerous going forward. So, like Trent shows his dangers, this is what Nico needs to do. Focus on that. Focus on defending, but when you have the ball, excuse my phone again, when you have the ball, you must kind of make use of it. Grujic, excellent. I thought he was great. He's got to get a 8.5 from me. He was consistent, solid, 90 minutes of, I don't want him to leave. I want to keep him. But ultimately, I understand if we could get a good amount of money for him, sell him on. I don't know, guys. I like him. His attitude's good. He's solid. He's consistent. He maybe lacks a little bit of intensity. Kind of, I don't know how we'd be in a quicker game. Nearly got caught on a few little occasions in the middle there. He's just not quite as fast on the ball as Fabinho is, for instance, like his awareness kind of thing. Curtis Jones, phenomenal. Was brilliant. I thought he was as good as Grujic. Those two like ran the midfield. Yeah, they ran Arsenal's 3-man midfield with just the two of them. So I'm gonna give Jones. Did I say Jackson? I think I might have said Curtis Jackson again. Many men wish death upon me. Many men. You can call me in the club. Curtis Jones, sorry. I'm gonna go for an 8 as well. 8.5. Can't remember what I gave Grujic now. We'll go for an 8. I actually think Grujic was slightly better, so we'll just go for an 8. But fine margins. Wilson, I'm very disappointed with his performance. Probably last game we've seen from him in a Liverpool shirt. I think he's gonna be. I think he's on the market. Obviously, there's no interested buyers really because he played today. Unlike Shaqiri, who he does have interested buyers apparently. Seems. But yeah, Wilson was poor. Trying to interchange with Jones on occasions. Kept leaving poor Nico. 1-on-1 with Saka and the other one, Pepe at times. Wasn't covering. Whether Jones intentionally would alternate so he doesn't have to do that job, and he gets to play here. Obviously, you got Van Dijk and Milner, which is solid, as opposed to this side. I don't know whether that was in his game plan, but I felt like Jones was here a lot of the time when he started. I think he started on the right of midfield, and they interchanged a lot. But yeah, definitely the weaker side this area here, which is why this man, Mo Salah, just wasn't in the game. He just wasn't in the game. It's the weaker side. So yeah, for him, I thought he was pretty. He was average. He just didn't shine. I'll go for a 7 for Harry Wilson. Mo Salah, I thought it was pretty bland. Nothing really. These are the kind of games where he should make things happen. I'm sorry, and yeah, it was poor. For the amount of time he was on the pitch, he was poor. He gets 7. I even think Harry Wilson was better than him, actually, to be honest. But yeah, again, fine margin. So I'd say 7 for the both of those. Minamino, I thought was fantastic. Thought he was good the whole match. Unlucky to hit the bar. He's in good form. He's fitting in nicely. He's getting on with things. I'm gonna go for an 8 for Minamino. Jota I thought he was really, really, really good. I thought he was as good as Minamino and Jones and Grujic. I'm gonna go for an 8 as well. So a lot of 8s all round. On over to the bench. As you know, Joe Gomez came on for Virgil van Dijk on 60 minutes or something close to that. And it was a test for him because, you know, he's so used to playing with Van Dijk. I think his ability goes unnoticed. Like, as I've said before, Motm is my preferred centre back over Gomez. I've made it obvious. He is my preferred centre back. There was they did have more chances when Gomez came on and partnered Reece. Like, Arsenal did have some chances, and Adrian had to save them, otherwise we would have gone down. Van Dijk still looks more assured and more solid, but hey, this is the best centre back in the world we're talking about. And I'd say at the moment Gomez is a close 4th or 3rd best in the world. Alongside, I think him and Matip actually. I think the top 3. I think we have definitely in England, right? We have Virgil van Dijk, Matip, and Gomez. I think Matip and Gomez are on a par. Attributes of one another that are better than one another's, right? But I personally prefer Matip. That's my preference, right? But I think those two are on a par for like 3rd or 4th best in the Premier League, right? Behind Laporte, who is behind Van Dijk, who's obviously number 1. Whether that's in the world, I don't know. But I definitely think Gomez and Matip would be top 10 in the world, with, you know, Van Dijk as number 1. Whether they are 8 and 7 or 7 and 6 or I don't know 8 and 4th, I don't know, but yeah, definitely. Is that a bit of an exaggeration, guys? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of that. He done good. He done well. It was, like I said, it was tough. It was a challenge. I tweeted it. I said this will be interesting to see how Gomez does with, you know, being alongside. It will be interesting to see how Gomez plays alongside Reece, like a Reece Williams, a new kid, like, you know, control him, order, you know, organize, and yeah, I had no issues. We didn't concede, did we? So, as I said before, it was a little bit shady at times, but ultimately, and it was good. It was fine. It was confident in the end, wasn't it? It was comfortable. So Joe Gomez gets a. I don't feel like he was as good as Van Dijk, so I'm going to go for an 8.5. I even thought Reece was, dare I say it or not, probably better than Gomez when in that second. I think Reece was amazing. I thought he was brilliant. Like, honestly, I thought he was really, really, really good. And it just shows you, actually, you know, because when Fabinho came on against Lincoln, and yeah, I mean, I guess this is because it's Arsenal, isn't it? So, you know, you take them more seriously. But when Reece played against Lincoln with Fabinho, he didn't look as good as when he was with Van Dijk. But this shows everybody that Fabinho actually isn't really made for centre-back position. Because against Arsenal, right, I know Fabinho didn't play, but could you imagine if Fabinho had been next to Reece Williams and we'd played Arsenal? We probably would have conceded. So it shows you the difference between, although technically, you know, Fabinho is probably better than Gomez. I don't know if he's better than Van Dijk. Probably is better than Van Dijk technically. As a midfielder, in the midfield position, he is better than Van Dijk. Probably. Yeah, and you know what? Yes, he is better. Anybody who thinks that Van Dijk would be better than Fabinho in midfield, do me a favour. Do me a favour. Like, just, yeah, shut up. That goes to show that just because you're as good as Fabinho doesn't mean you can go play every position. Like, centre-back is a whole different ball game. No pun intended. It's a whole different ball game as opposed to playing in midfield. It's similar, but it's really different. Yeah, so Gomez, as I said, guys, I'm going to give him an 8.5, I think. Elliot, we didn't get to see Elliot. Robertson, did get to see Robertson. That could have been a thing, you know. Milner could have moved into midfield for Harry Wilson. Robertson could have come on at left back. Could have got some, you know, decent balls in and some bursting runs down there. Get to the byline. Never really, you know. Strange. Gini Wijnaldum came on for Diego Jota. Don't really understand that change. That was really, really weird. Really weird change. Didn't see any sense in that whatsoever. Very odd. Don't know what that was about. Would like to know the reason, in fairness. Oh, Jesus, yawning, late nights. Would have liked to have known the reason, but I guess we'll never know. I thought if Ronaldo was going to come on, either you bring on Robertson, move Milner to Wilson, and then later on you take off Milner and bring on Wijnaldum, or you move Milner where Wilson is, and then you take off Milner, bring on move Milner to where Wilson is, take off Wilson and bring on Robertson, and then obviously you bring on, I don't know, Wijnaldum for Milner, or you take off one of the other guys. Maybe you play him in the 6 and take off Grujic or whatever, but Grujic was having a blinder. But yeah, the Jota, I don't really understand that. That was a bit weird. It's almost like Klopp weren't really bothered and just thought, oh, who can I take off? Let me take off Jota. Keep him fresh because might want him in the Aston Villa squad, but he needed game time tonight. Yeah. Weird, very, very weird. I don't know, strange. That was a really strange substitution. Wijnaldum, just 5, I guess. Didn't do anything really. Didn't you know? Just helped with the pressure in their end of the pitch. I think really just helped link players. Usually does. Fabinho, we never saw Fabinho and Divock Origi. Good gosh, him and Wilson was, you know, Origi was. I mean, he didn't really do nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing right. So he was probably as good as Wijnaldum when he came on. So I'd say I'd give him a 5 as well. But, you know, he missed the penalty. You know, the short run-ups, everyone talks about, you know, you need the power in a run-up. And some people don't like the short run-ups. I mean, when you're doing short run-ups and things like that, you need to score. Like, you can't be, you know, you need proper techers, man. You need techers. You've got to be very confident. Like, how is he, like, he doesn't even, like, where's his confidence come from in order to do that? You're barely on the pitch, right? You've never played, like, the minutes you play is few and far between. Like, you're barely even a regular. You don't even get 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup, literally, nowadays. Like, he I think he needs to go. His time's up. He always drifts out to the left. Apparently, he likes it to play there. He prefers the left rather than straight down the middle. You don't do half as much as you should do in the air because you're a big lad and you got a good header. You got a good decent header on you. You don't do half as much as you should do. Like, this guy should come on, right, for Firmino in like 70, 80 minutes, right, with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson delivering from the wings. This guy should be scoring headers galore. Instead, Mane's, you know, got a better headering record than him. Right? It doesn't make any sense. He just seems like he's really complacent. You know, he's on his new contract now because of the Champions League. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, rewards. But at the same time, I've said it in my other video, and I think I said it a few videos ago. He's a player that, you know, can come on and sometimes do something. He's a bit of a gamble. He's obviously a nice lad, got good personality, good for the changing room, and he accepts that he accepts the player he is, I think. And it's hard to find somebody who's going to come in and be the new Divock Origi and be second fiddle to our front three. It's going to be really hard to find someone. He's probably not on the biggest wages. I don't know how much he's earning. So I think this is kind of a bit like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type thing, you know, for United. Only Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was much better. Or even like a what's his name? A Hernandez. You know, when Hernandez went to United, little fox in the box. I mean, he's kind of a Hernandez, but he's not a Hernandez. Like in terms of like sitting on the bench and getting like 10 minutes every game, yeah. When required, yeah, that's Origi, but he's nowhere near as prolific. Oh God, I'd love it if he was as prolific as Hernandez. So yeah, but I'm kind of a bit tired of seeing him, to be honest. I think it's time he does move on. Hopefully he moves on before the window shuts, but I can't see it. I think he's gonna stay. Yeah, I can't see it. So yeah, he gets a 5 as well. Just, you know, he wasn't awful, but he done nothing special. So guys, those are the ratings for the Carabao Milk Cup match from Anfield, which was decided on penalties. Arsenal winning 6-5 or 7-6, something like that. I can't quite remember. Origi and Wilson with the misses. So guys, I guess let's move on to Aston Villa. So here we go. Again, it's probably going to be really, really obvious. First, obviously, I'm going to take out Reece and I'm going to bring in Joe Gomez off the bench. And the other Williams drops out for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Milner probably drops to the bench and we bring in Robertson. Where's Robertson? He's on the bench. There he is. Grujic drops out and we bring in Fabinho. Wilson will definitely drop out. Probably drop out the team after that performance. Let's just shift Mane to here and let's shift Naby Keita to the bench. We can reorganize them soon. Firmino also. Minamino to the bench. Jota, let's keep him there. Salah. Let's just quickly put these guys back in because they will be back to start against Aston Villa. Jones out. Genie Wijnaldum will come in, and I got a feeling again it's going to be Naby Keita. So I think this will be this side at the moment. Take out Adrian and bring in Alisson, obviously. Drop out Kelleher and bring in Adrian onto the bench. Elliot out. Bring in Shaqiri, won't be in the squad at all. Henderson, Simicast. Yeah, I think Milner will be on the bench because I think he has to deputise for that left back spot and any kind of he's cover for certain injuries and stuff, isn't he? Clearly he is. Maybe Williams makes the bench. Just put him here for now. Jota will definitely be on the bench. Same as Minamino. I think Origi will be on the bench yet again. Minamino. Jota will be on the bench. Minamino will be on the bench. Bring Wilson down here. Interesting. I think Williams will be on the bench as well. I don't know if any of our injuries are kind of back. I don't know how serious Tsimikas was, but then you know we've already got two players, in Milner that can play midfield and cover defense, and I think Williams makes the squad because it's a confidence thing at the moment. I think Klopp wants to boost him up, kind of get him in and around the squad and stuff. Like I know he's been in and around the squad for a long time, but match days and get him on the bench, get that confidence up. Put him on the bench a few times. He's like, yeah, I've made the bench. So yeah, that makes complete sense there. I can't think of. We need one other person. Obviously Thiago would fit the bill, but he is in isolation. We may. Oh no, obviously Curtis Jones. Yes, of course, Curtis Jones will fit. So that's pretty much the squad. I say the squad. The bench. I think that's probably going to be the bench or something close to that at least. So guys, that is what I believe the starting lineup is going to be. Did he run through it? Adrian in goal. Alisson in goal. Robertson left back. Van Dijk and Gomez across the middle. Trent Alexander right back. Fabinho in the middle. Naby Keita right midfield. Wijnaldum at left midfield. Mane left wing. Firmino across the middle and Salah on the right. A substitute bench: Adrian, Milner, Williams, Jones, Minamino, Jota, and Divock Origi. My predicted man of the match, guys, is going to be... I'm going to go for Fabinho again. I think he's in fine form at the moment. I think he's in good form. So yeah, I'm going to go for Fabinho, guys. The score, I don't think Villa are going to score. I think it's going to be 3-0. Comfortable victory for the Reds. Scorers, I'll go for Salah 2, and then I'm going to go for Mane 1. Yeah, Salah's got to get on the score sheet, man. He's not been on the score sheet for a while. So maybe this will be the game. You know, one of the Aston Villa might be, you know, fighting a relegation battle this season. Quid's in for him to score. Alrighty, I think we are done here, guys. Yeah. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed the match preview of Aston Villa versus Liverpool. I've been the Red Mist LFC Ninja, and I will see you all soon. Let's do this.